Good evening, Gulf Coast independent wrestling fans. Welcome to the Front Row Fanatics. This is another one of our Friday night Fubars. Drinking whiskey. We're going to talk shit, tell lies, do whatever you want, say whatever you want, uncensored, under nobody's control. Why? Because we can and because we want to. That's the end of that shit.
Alright, what we're going to do is we've had a lot of emails, a lot of people call. Got some questions. We're going to answer them, and first and foremost, I want to address the most recent unpleasantness on the Gulf Coast message board.
And before he goes on any further, this will not be posted any links on the Gulf Coast Wrestling message board or any other bullshit. You can view this only at Front Row Fanatics. Fanatics. Yeah, whiskey. Yeah, FrontRowFanatics.com, where we have a warning. 16 years or older, watch it. We're not your kids' mommies and daddies. We're not role models. If your lazy asses ain't monitoring what your kids are doing, hey, I don't want to hear your shit. End of story.
I don't want to hear anybody's shit.
Thank you.
That's the reason I will kick your ass, because I am hungry.
For the benefit of those that don't know, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about it, the webmaster of the Gulf Coast Wrestling message board complained that there was a lot of vulgarity in our videos, which there was, admittedly.
Yes, I was highly intoxicated and dropped several more than usual F-bombs and a few other assorted colorful phrases.
Right, and you know, it just escalated, and normally I don't post anything on the message boards, but you know, things were said, and I fully admit I said some things back I probably shouldn't have put in a public forum, but the bottom line is it's all been taken care of for the most part. Anything with vulgarity won't be posted on the Gulf Coast message board, and in hindsight, looking at it, the whole episode made wrestling look a little worse than it normally is. So,
absolutely.
To anybody that read that or read my comments or just thought the whole thing was retarded, for lack of a better word, we apologize. But you know, it is what it is. I want to thank a couple of guys that are in the business that called me, and I'm not going to mention by names, but they know who they are, and I appreciate the support. And for everybody else that emailed us, Facebook, MySpace, called us and offered their support, we appreciate it. Even some of the ones that didn't, we appreciate that too, because it gave us
some insight.
Yeah, you know, so we do appreciate it, and we appreciate your continued support. So that's all I'm going to say about it.
I myself am not going to apologize for anything. There was a PG-16 warning posted there. It was labeled as a generic warning, blah, blah. PG-16 means if you're not 16 years older, or watch it. So if your 8-year-old little kid gets on there and clicks on the link, you should be watching what your 8-year-old kid is doing. Not blaming it on us, not calling up certain promoters or webmasters and complaining about the stuff. We've been doing these videos for over a year. You know there's colorful language. You know sometimes there's racy humor, crappy humor, adult topics.
A lot of crappy humor.
Yeah, you know. And, you know, I'm not excusing or condoning the language that I used in the last video. I did get out of hand. I will readily admit it. But the point is, I'm not a role model. I'm not your kid's parent. It's not my job to monitor them. So, if you got a problem with what we do, pull your lazy ass off the damn couch, drop the remote control, and sit there and pay attention to what your kid's looking at. Don't call Bob Liddell, don't call the promoters and start whining and pissing and moaning because, oh, my little kid got on there and Gargoyle was dropping F-bombs or blah, 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 blah. That's not our problem. Now, I will make a concerted effort to be a little more restrained in the use of my colorful language because there are some people whose children watch the show. Okay, I get the family-oriented entertainment thing. But, in response, this is our show. We take our time and effort to travel to these different promotions and shows and interview wrestlers and stuff. We have the freedom guaranteed to us by the United States Constitution to express our opinions in any way we choose. So, with that being said, everything's been fairly smoothed over. The producer's going to get her 50 cents worth in a minute. We're not leaving you out, baby doll. So, you know, as far as we're concerned, the issue could have been handled easier with a phone call or email instead of getting up on the soapbox, stirring up the shit, and causing all parties to say, you know, tasteless remarks and comments, etc., whatever. We're all guilty. It's all over. Well, no, we're not saying you. We
You
raised our hands.
you kind of got a bad rap during all this, didn't you?
That's what I wanna talk about
the guilty
here.
ones raised our hands, okay? But with that being said, we are going to make a little more concerted effort to exhibit some self-control, mainly on me, because when we do these videos, except for these Friday night Fubars, Internet does not drink. I'm the only drunken buffoon on this show, and if I want to be a drunken buffoon, that's my right guaranteed to me by our forefathers in the Constitution. That's all I'm going to say. Alexa Yonder, please make your comments.
Okay, I want to reiterate something that Mr. Internet said. Thank you to everybody who called to give us their support, but to the ones who called and started the conversation with me as, what did you do this time?
Ouch!
I would like to say that I can be innocent once in a fucking blue moon.
You used the F word.
Oop! First F-bomb dropped and it wasn't done by Drunken Gargoyle.
Well, I'll put a little beep in there.
No
Okay.
beeps. This is Friday Night Fubar.
Yeah, see? And what does Fubar mean?
Fucked
Anybody?
up beyond
All
reasonable recognition or something. It means we swill, we get stooged, we talk shit, we cuss, tell lies, do obscene things. And if I feel like it, I might pull down my pants and show my hairy white ass. How you like that? Ah! And then we're gonna link it on Gulf Coast Wrestling message board. Ah! What do you think about that, Bob? Ah!
Okay, I would like to also point out we do have a live studio audience today.
A live what?
Hey, what's up?
Studio audience.
This is one of the raddest audiences we've ever
And
had.
they will, hopefully at certain point in times, put in their own 2 cents and ask questions.
And hear that excited silence.
Whoa! We done put him on the spot. The spotlight was too much for him.
It's okay, they're all a bunch of green dicks minus 1.
Oh!
Okay, well, let's talk about what we know about
Okay.
what.
We're gonna take a break. It's getting
Really?
close. Yes, already. Drunken pontification has started off and burned up the first segment. We're gonna take a break. I'm gonna chug this whiskey. We're gonna be right back.